Good morning, students. Myself, Mohammad Ashraf Khan, and today I am going to teach you chapter number 8, Oxidation Number. Students, oxidation number is defined as the charge which an atom appears to possess when all other atoms are removed from its as ion. I will give you example of this definition so that you can understand in a better way. So, suppose if you want to write oxidation number of any atom, so oxidation number is always right for an atom or a group of atoms. So from a molecule, if you remove all the other atoms, okay, when you remove all the atoms from the molecule except the one atom for which you want to find the oxidation number. So the charge that will appear in that case is called oxidation number. For example, I will tell you, wait, like this one. Suppose this is aluminium chloride, AlCl3. If you remove 3Cl, then aluminium will acquire +3 charge. So the oxidation number of aluminium in AlCl3 is +3. Okay. Similarly, in case of H2SO4, so this is the sulfate ion which you obtain from H2SO4. So if you remove H2, the oxidation number of this group, SO4 group, that is sulfate group, is equal to -2. So if you remove an atom or all the atoms except the one for which you are going to calculate oxidation number, then the charge which appear is called oxidation number. Okay. Now, oxidation number, student, please remember, the oxidation number of an atom, it can be 0, it can be a positive value, it can be a negative value, or it can be a fraction. Okay. For the same atom, oxidation number varies from compound to compound. Means oxidation number is not same for one atom. For example, in hydrochloric acid, the oxidation number of chlorine is -1. But in case of hypochlorous acid, which is HOCl, hydrochloric acid is HCl and hypochlorous acid is HOCl. In HOCl, oxidation number of chlorine is +1, but in case of HCl, the oxidation number of chlorine is -1. So we can say that for the same atom, oxidation number varies from compound to compound, and thus it differs from valency. Valency is always fixed. Okay, the term interchangeably used with oxidation number is oxidation state. So better we write oxidation state, but we also call it oxidation number, so it doesn't matter that much. Next, if electrons are gained by an atom in the formation of a compound, the oxidation number is always given negative sign. But if electrons are lost by an atom in the formation of compound, then oxidation number is given a positive sign. For example, HCl. Just now I give you an example of HCl. In HCl, hydrogen is plus and chlorine is minus. It means hydrogen losing one electron and chlorine is gaining one electron. So the atom which loses electron, the oxidation number is given positive sign for that atom. If electrons are gained, then oxidation number is given a negative sign. Next, it means oxidation number represents the real charge in case of ionic compounds and represent the imaginary charges in case of covalent compound. Student, you already know that covalent compound, they don't have charges, but it is an imaginary charge. Okay, please remember, it is an imaginary charge which an atom appear to have. Now the comparison, oxidation number and valency. Valency is the capacity of an element to combine with other element. Okay, or we call it valency is the combining capacity of an element. It is purely a number. It is purely only a number. It has no plus sign and minus sign. And valency cannot be negative and cannot be fractional. For example, oxidation number of Fe in Fe3O4 is actually 8 by 3. It is plus 8 by 3. While its valency is both 2 and 3. In Fe3O4, its valency of Fe is also 2 and 3. Fe3 because it is a mixture of FeO plus Fe2O3. Okay, so here the valency you can see it is valency 2 and here valency is 3. So valency is purely a number and it cannot be negative, it cannot be fractional. Now rules. Students, these are very important rules. Okay, you have to memorize all these rules in order to understand or in order to proceed in this chapter. So whatever our next topic is based on these rules. Okay, so try to memorize all these rules. The first rule is oxidation number of atom in its elementary state is always 0. Elementary state means, for example, nitrogen, it is a molecule. Okay, it is the molecule. Cl2 is a molecule, hydrogen is molecule, H2O2, P4, acid, Zn, Au, Ag, Pt. These molecules and single atoms, their oxidation state is always considered 0. Please remember, okay? For nitrogen gas, if anybody asks you nitrogen gas, then oxidation number is 0. For chlorine gas, 0. For phosphorus, it is 0. Sulfur, 0. Okay? The oxidation number of each atom is 0. The oxidation number of hydrogen. In most of the compounds, hydrogen oxidation number of hydrogen is plus 1. But when it combines, means when hydrogen combined with metals, they are called metal hydrides. In metal hydrides, oxidation number of hydrogen is what? Is minus 1. For example, magnesium hydride. For example, calcium hydride. As you can see, calcium hydride, CaH2. So, hydrogen with metal. Here hydrogen is combined with metal. So in case of metal, hydrogen, oxidation number of hydrogen is always negative. But in rest of the compound, the oxidation number of hydrogen is always plus 1. Next, oxidation number of oxygen is minus 2. It is most of the time it is minus 2, but there are some exceptions. Okay, except peroxide like hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, Na2O2, sodium peroxide, barium peroxide. So in case of peroxide, the oxidation number of oxygen is not minus 2, it is minus 1. You have to memorize this. Okay, for peroxide, oxidation number of oxygen is minus 1. In case of superoxide like potassium superoxide, rubidium superoxide, etc., here oxidation number of oxygen is minus half. This rule I will explain you later. The next is in oxygen fluoride. Okay, OF2. In case of oxygen fluoride, the oxidation state or oxidation number of oxygen is always plus 2. But in case of O2F2, the oxidation number of oxygen is plus 1. Now, fluorine is the most electronegative element. Please remember that the oxidation number of fluorine is always fixed. Okay, it is always minus 1. It cannot be changed. Only fluorine is the atom which has fixed oxidation number in all its compound. Whatever the compound, the oxidation number of fluorine is always minus 1. Rest of the atoms, they may have 1 or 2 oxidation numbers, but for fluorine it is always minus 1. It is because due to the reason that fluorine is most electronegative. So it can never give electron to anyone. and it requires only one electron to complete its octet. So fluorine can take only one electron, and due to its high electronegativity, fluorine never give or never loses electron. Please remember, for other halogen like chlorine, bromine and iodine, the oxidation number is -1, or we can say from -1 to +7. Okay. In chlorine, there are, I will give you some examples later. For chlorine, bromine, iodine, they can show oxidation number from these three. They can show oxidation number from -1 to +7. In sulfides, the oxidation of number of sulfur is -2. But in other compounds, the for sulfur in other compound, oxidation number varies from -2 to +6. Okay. So remember, oxidation number of sulfur is -2 to +6. Next, the oxidation number of an ion is the same as its charge. If you talk about an ion, okay, then what is the oxidation number? The oxidation number will be equal to its charge. For example, the oxidation number of lithium positive ion, then here charge is +1. The oxidation number of lithium is also +1. Here aluminium ion, the charge on aluminium ion is +3. That's why the oxidation number is also said to be +3. Here sulfate ion, the oxidation number of sulfate ion is also -2. In phosphate ion, the charge is -3. So we say that oxidation number of this phosphate ion is also -3. In this ferrocyanide ion, the oxidation number is similar to charge, which is -4. Next, oxidation number of alkali metals like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. All these are called alkali metals. Their oxidation number is always +1. It is always +1. Please remember. Okay. And for those alkaline earth metal, the oxidation number is always +2. Alkaline earth metals are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. They always have oxidation number +2. Alkali metals, these are present in periodic table in first group, and the second group is called alkaline earth metal. Now, the sum of oxidation number of all atoms in the neutral molecule is always 0. Please remember, this one is very important line. Sum of the oxidation number of all atoms. If you sum the oxidation number of all atoms in a neutral molecule, it is always equal to 0. For example, carbon and oxygen. The sum of all the oxidation number of carbon and oxygen is equal to 0. While for an ion, if you talk about ion, for example, phosphate ion or sulfate ion or ferrocyanide ion, the oxidation number is always equal to its charge. This is ferricyanide ion, FeCN6. If charge is 3 minus, then it is called ferricyanide. Or this one, if charge is -4, then it is called ferrocyanide. Okay. So in this ferricyanide ion, the charge is -3. The oxidation number of Fe and 6CN cyanide, the total of these two oxidation number is equal to the charge on this ion. Similarly, for phosphate and for oxygen, the total oxidation number is always equal to -3. For a neutral molecule, the sum of oxidation number of all the atoms is always equal to 0. The oxidation number of metal in carbonyl compound is always 0. This line is also very important. Okay. In carbonyl compound, if you check the oxidation number of any metal, it is always 0. For example, nickel tetracarbonyl, NiCO4. This is iron pentacarbonyl. In iron pentacarbonyl, if you are asked to find the oxidation number of Fe, then oxidation number of Fe or any metal like nickel, Fe, and for any other metal, these are called metal carbonyls. So in metal carbonyls, the oxidation number of metal is always 0. So this is a special case. Okay, the oxidation number of metals in carbonyl compounds. So this is an example of, these two are the example of carbonyl compounds. Oxidation number of metal here 0. In compounds formed by union of two compounds, more electronegative atoms have negative oxidation state, whereas less electronegative element possess positive oxidation number. For example, as you can see, NH3 ammonia. In ammonia, nitrogen has -3 oxidation number and hydrogen have +1 oxidation number. But in case of NF3, this is also N, but here oxidation number of N is -3. It is due to that nitrogen is more electronegative. It can attract more electron as compared to hydrogen. But when nitrogen bonded with fluorine, fluorine is most electronegative. So fluorine will take electron from nitrogen. That's why in NF3, oxidation number of nitrogen is +3. But in this case, NH3, the oxidation number of nitrogen is -3, because nitrogen can take electron from hydrogen. But here nitrogen cannot take electron from fluorine. It can donate electron to fluorine. So if an atom donate electron, the oxidation number is always positive. Here is one more example. I will explain you this one later. Next, fractional oxidation state. Some ions like peroxide ions you have studied already, rubidium peroxide, potassium peroxide, and this one ion sulfur. This is sulfur dioxide. This is not sulfur dioxide. Strontium oxide, superoxide. Here R is missing in this. Okay. Next is oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation number. So here we can give one more definition for oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation number. Student, as you can see here, the oxidation number of Fe is +2. Okay, and here oxidation number of Fe is +3. So oxidation number, what is happening here? Oxidation number is increasing. Okay, so if oxidation number increases, then we call it oxidation. So here Fe get oxidized, Fe +2 get oxidized into Fe3+. Similarly, we can say, we already know that chlorine, oxidation number of chlorine is always 0. So here chlorine has 0 oxidation number. Here chlorine is -1. So 0 to -1. Oxidation number decreasing. If oxidation number decreasing, then it is called reduction. Okay, I hope you understood. I will take a few more examples in order to explain you how to calculate oxidation number in various compounds. There is a summary of describing oxidation and reduction. Oxidation, change in oxidation number. If oxidation number increases, then it is called oxidation. And what is happening here? Here loss of electron is taking place. Okay, in oxidation, oxidation number increases and loss of electron takes place. While in reduction, oxidation number decreases. Just now I gave you example, oxidation number decreases in case of reduction. Here means gain of electron is taking place. What is an oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent is the one which undergo reduction. So oxidizing agent has the same properties like reduction. So here also decreases, oxidation number decreases, and here accept or gain of electron takes place. Here also same, in reduction gain or accept of electron taking place, they accept electrons. Reducing agent is similar to oxidation. Okay, whatever happening in oxidation is similar to reducing agent. and these two are also same like others. I hope you understood the definition of oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation number. Now I will explain you some more examples like.
So students, I am taking some example in order to explain you how to calculate oxidation number. For example, I write number 1. HCl, HOCl, HClO2, SClO3, HClO4. Okay, if I ask you to find the oxidation number of underlying atom, then how you can find? Number 1, the way to calculate oxidation number is something like this. Okay, for example, HCl, we have to find the oxidation number of Cl. Then we already know that oxidation number of hydrogen is +1, so we write +1 first here. Now again we put plus sign and write the oxidation number of chlorine, which we don't know, that's why we write X. The sum of oxidation number of all the atoms present in a molecule is always equal to 0. This thing you have learned already. So if +1 plus X is equal to 0, then X will be equal to -1. So here oxidation number of chlorine is -1. Similarly, for example number 2, HOCl. Now we are here how to calculate oxidation number of hydrogen. You already know it is always +1. What about oxygen? So we write +1 first, then write oxidation number of oxygen. Most of the time it is -2, plus oxidation number of chlorine we don't know, and the sum of all the oxidation number is always equal to 0. So how we can say this will become +1, it will become -2, and X is equal to 0, then X will be equal to how much? +1. Okay. As you can see, the oxidation number of chlorine in HCl is -1, but in case of HOCl it is +3. Now I take HClO4. Rest you have to solve by yourself. For HClO4, one hydrogen is +1, plus chlorine we don't know. Now again plus, here total oxygen how many? 4. So we write 4 here first. Okay, the oxidation number of oxygen is always -2 in many of cases, and the sum of all oxidation number is always equal to 0. If we solve this one, this will become +1 plus X, it will become -8 is equal to 0, then X will be equal to +7. This is our answer. Similarly, you can solve it for HClO3 and HClO2. I take another example. Now, example, if I ask you to find oxidation number of manganese, okay, how we can calculate? We already know the oxidation number of potassium. It is mentioned in rule, it is always +1. I write again for hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. The oxidation number these all elements is always +1. Okay, what about the others? The oxidation number of beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. The oxidation number of these all elements is always +2, and this is called S block elements. These are called S block, and in between is D block elements. At the end is P block elements. Here boron and aluminium, here carbon, here nitrogen, here oxygen, fluorine, and rest is noble gases. noble gases. The oxidation number of noble gases is always 0. Okay. Now I talk about first boron and aluminium. Their oxidation number is always +3. Okay. For boron and aluminium, it is always +3. For carbon and the other compound like silicon, germanium, tin. Okay. So these two are not useful for us, but you have to remember at least for carbon and silicon. So their oxidation number can vary from -4 to +4. Please remember -4 to +4. What about nitrogen? Nitrogen from -3 to +5. You have to remember for phosphorus also. Okay. So remember for phosphorus and nitrogen. Only remember up to 2 elements like boron and aluminium, carbon and silicon, nitrogen and phosphorus. For phosphorus is also same, -3 to +5. For nitrogen is also -3 to +5. For oxygen and sulfur. For oxygen, oxidation number is always -2. Okay. But in case of peroxide and superoxide, the oxidation number is different. That we have learned already in rules. For sulfur, the oxidation number varies from -2 to +6. Okay. Please remember for sulfur, the lowest oxidation number is -2 and highest is +6. It can never be +7, +8 or +10. For fluorine, oxidation number is always fixed, -1. In case of chlorine, bromine and iodine, for these three, oxidation number varies from -1 to +7. Okay. I hope you understood. Please note down these all oxidation number. Now I will take few examples. For example, if I ask you to find the oxidation number of sulfur in a hydrogen sulfide and in H2SO3 means sulfurous acid, in H2SO4 means sulfuric acid, and okay, we solve first. How to solve this one? We have to find oxidation number of sulfur. Then how we write? Here 2 hydrogen, so we write 2 first. Okay. Now the oxidation number of this hydrogen atom. Oxidation number of hydrogen atom is +1. Plus, what is the oxidation number of sulfur? X. The total will be equal to 0. If you solve this one, then X will be equal to -2. Okay. Now here H2SO3, here how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen. We write 2 first, then bracket. What is the oxidation number of hydrogen? +1. Sulfur we don't know, that's why we put X. Then plus how many oxygen atom? 3. Then bracket. What is the oxidation number of oxygen? It is -2. The sum will be equal to 0. So we write these +2 plus X minus 6 is equal to 0. Then X will be equal to +4. Here you solve by yourself. Try. So we write yes 2 first here, then +1. 2 is due to this 2. Okay. +1 is the oxidation number of hydrogen. Then we write plus. Then oxidation number of, sorry, I repeat, in H2SO4 we write 2 first, then oxidation number of hydrogen. For sulfur we don't know, that's why we write +X. Then again we write plus. Then how many oxygen atom? 4. So we write 4 here first. Then we make bracket. What is the oxidation number of oxygen? You already know, -2, and total must be equal to 0. If you solve, +2 plus X minus 8 is equal to 0, then X will be equal to +6. As you can see in these 3 examples, the oxidation number of sulfur can be -2, can be +6, can be +4, can be +6, and it can be +2 also. Similarly, you can try from your book also. There are many oxidation numbers. I take a few more example, like if you have to find from permanganate ion, this is called permanganate ion, and MnO4 2-. This is called manganate ion. Okay. So from permanganate ion, You have to find the oxidation number of manganese. Then how we can write? Manganese we don't know, that's why write plus how many oxygen? 4. We write 4 first. Then what is the oxidation number of oxygen? Is -2 is equal to. So here we cannot write 0. In case of ions, the sum of all the oxidation number is always equal to the charge. This thing I have explained you in rule already. Okay, you read from the rule, then you will know that oxidation number of all the atoms in an ion is equal to the charge on it. The oxidation number of X and for oxygen must be equal to -1. Then X minus 8 is equal to -1. Then X will be equal to +7. Answer. Here, if you are supposed to find, you try from your side. What is N? X. Very good. Then we write 4. Very good. Oxidation number of oxygen is -2. Then it must be equal to -2. The X minus 8 is equal to -2, and X will be equal to +6. This is our answer. Similarly, you can find in another also compound, like if I ask you in SO4 2 minus ion, find the oxidation number of sulfur. Then how you can solve? For S we don't know, we write X plus we write 4 first, then oxidation number of oxygen -2. Total must be equal to the charge on an ion, so we write -2. So X minus 8 is equal to -2. The X will be equal to +6. This is how we solve. Now I take one peroxide example, like H2O2 and Na2O2. You have learned, student, that oxidation number of oxygen is -1 in peroxides. So here we take two examples and check whether the oxidation number of oxygen -1 is correct or not. So we solve this one first. Okay, here how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen. We write 2 first. What is the oxidation number of hydrogen? Is +1. Okay, then we write 2 first. What is the oxidation number of oxygen? We don't know, that's why we write 2x. It is not an atom, so all the oxidation number must be equal to 0. This will become +2 plus 2x is equal to 0. 2x will be equal to 2, then x will be equal to -2. Then x will be equal to -2 divided by 2 is equal to -1. So we are correct that oxidation number of oxygen is -1 in peroxide. How you write peroxide? HOOH. Remember student, when oxygen is bonded with oxygen, then these both oxygen are called peroxide. What they are called? Peroxide. But in case of water molecule, here oxygen is called oxide. It is called oxide because oxygen is bonded to another atom. But when oxygen is bonded to oxygen, then it is called peroxide. So in this case, the oxidation number of oxygen is -1, but here oxidation number is -2. So in case of oxides, I take one more example, Na2O2. What is the oxidation number of oxygen in sodium peroxide? So we write in this manner, how many atoms? 2 sodium atom. For sodium, oxidation number is fixed, +1. Then we write plus, then write 2. Then what is the oxidation number of oxygen? We don't know, that's why we write x. Total must be equal to 0. So +2 plus 2x is equal to 0. X will be -1. But what about Na2O? Suppose I don't know the name of this compound. Then we have to find the oxidation number of oxygen. How many sodium? 2. Oxidation number of sodium is +1. Oxygen we don't know, is 0. Then X will be equal to how much? -2. So if -2, then this oxygen is oxide. Okay, so this is called sodium oxide, or we can say disodium oxide. But here oxidation number is -1. So oxidation number of oxygen is -1. Then what is the name of this one? Sodium peroxide. This is sodium peroxide. This is sodium oxide. Okay, I hope you understood this thing. So I finish my lecture here. Thank you very much. I will give you some example to solve. I hope you understood. Thank you very much. If you have any problem, you can discuss with me, and in my next lecture I will explain you some more examples. Thank you.
I explain you it.